Step right up here, the door's unlocked. Taktisphere live and the whole room shocks me. Alladan Flinn in the chrome lit haze smiles like a spark in a jar of rays. He's got cards in trays with the secret seam, little gold veins in a velvet dream. Tick, tick, tap, he's in the zone. Little hands shake when the deck gets shown. Powder and ink and a crooked grin say his name out loud and let it begin. Alladan Flinn, let the chaos spin. Alladan Flinn, bring the shock within. Card by card, he makes them glow. Alladan Flinn, watch the whole thing grow. A moonlit scar, stitched up corners and a jewel-stung star. Tiny little marks on a king gone wild. Every card he touches looks beautifully styled. He bends the shine with the manic gleam, turns a simple pack to a fever dream. Tick, tick, tap, hear the crowd lean in. One more flash and the night begins. Powder and ink and a crooked grin say his name out loud and let it begin. Alladan Flinn, let the chaos spin. Alladan Flinn,
let the chaos spin. What's up, Taktifam? Kevin, what is happening? We have Alladan Flinn, who is on with us. Super excited to have you guys. We had we had a big registration list for this one. Lots of people in the house. Kev, who's our special guest today?
Well, we have a very special guest in Alladan Flinn. Alladan is somebody who we met at the FSCA conference in Nashville a couple weeks back. He blew us away with the samples. He's doing some really fresh things around trading cards and embellishments. And so it's a big, I want everybody to give a big Taktisphere welcome to Alladan Flinn. Welcome to the party, my friend.
Thank you guys. What an intro song.
We try to. That's actually, I was thinking about this, Kev. That's, I think, maybe the most unique one that we've ever had. It's very, very different than our normal, what I call boots and pants and whatnot. But
we're
very, very good.
Right, we're expanding the format. We're experimenting into different musical tastes. Yeah, it's good.
You got to do. Every now and then we'll pop some blues out of there. You never know. You never know. One of the things that I would say, just to add a little color, is that the FSCA, we talk a lot about within Taktiful and within the Taktisphere of this thing called Vibe and Tribe, and it was really, really obvious to me when Alladan walked up and we started the conversation that there was a vibe, right? And like, this guy, who's this dude? I didn't have any idea, right? We didn't even know about the trading cards or any of the things, but turns out like he's definitely part of the tribe, and we're so happy to have him today because this is something that we talk a lot about in terms of like what are the applications that digital embellishment can be really, really leveraged in. And I think trading cards is right in there. It's kind of old. It goes back to like my childhood, and I'm old as hell. But it's also very, very new in terms of how those cards, it's not just cardboard anymore. It's not just, flat stuff. It's really, really some cool, I would say cool shit. Printing cool shit, right? So we're gonna get to see some of those today, and I couldn't be more excited. So I'm gonna monitor the comments as I do, and we'll try to highlight some good stuff, and maybe we'll have some swags for you folks if you ask some good questions and put some good animated GIFs in the comments. We'll see what happens.
So guys, again, we love the chat, and before we get started, we really encourage you, if you have questions for Alladan, if you have any comments, don't hesitate to put those in. We love to hear from you guys in live, and we'll be spotlighting those comments as we go. So let's kick this thing off. Alladan, welcome to the Taktisphere. You've been poking around here for a couple of weeks. We've seen you in a couple of the events. Tell us a little bit about you, just so everybody kind of gets to know who you are and what you're all about and why trading cards.
Yeah, I'm a crazy entrepreneur. I'm one of those people that doesn't know how to do a fill out a W-2. I've just been creating my entire life, taking many risks, many times digging into the couch cushions, trying to figure out how to feed myself for the day. So anyone that's out there being an entrepreneur, it's not all it's cracked up to be. In a lot of ways, and then in a lot of others, being your own boss is the dream of all dreams for all of us.
For sure.
I've been an artist, writer my entire life. As long as I'm creating, I'm happy. I've tried many different things. I started out with music, worked my way into real estate where I was really young, 24, trying to flip houses, and learned that the hard way, because I think when I was 25, it was 2008. So I think most of us know what happened around that time. So
rough.
Lots of learning curves throughout my years.
But that's going to prepare you to be a very good entrepreneur, because you have to be able to deal with that kind of shit. You have to hear no a lot, and you have to be able to survive lots and lots of catastrophe. So good training.
Yeah, you have to have conviction in your ideas, because there was quite a few that maybe I shouldn't have tried. But at the end of the day, there's no such thing as failing as long as you learn from it. So if you're an entrepreneur, just have conviction in what you're doing and push no matter what. It's the only reason why I'm here today. So to your point, Eric, yeah, it's one of those things where if it's just always easy, then when the rough stuff comes, you're not going to be prepared for it.
That's right. So tell us, Alladan, like, how did you get into, were you a collector first and then started to get into creating? Like, tell us the story about getting into trading cards. Like, has this been something that you've been into your whole life, or is this something that's recent? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been into collecting my whole life. Trading cards was my number one medium growing up. It was affordable. I love art in every way, but being able to own a really fine piece of art, unless it's just a poster, is very difficult. So, I mean, I grew up in the 90s, so my room was covered in that blacklight, really cool psychedelic artwork. And I actually was a blacklight painter for a while. So even when I was in high school, I painted this crazy psychedelic mural on my wall using all black lights. And that was huge to me, was just being able to bring things to life. And I believe art is a universal language. Yeah. So it's one of those, you don't have to speak the language. You just are able to dive into, usually the conceptualization of the artwork is what gets me fired up. Wow. So trading cards was big for me. Marvel Comics. Like, I found them when I was around like 10 years old, really started being able to go to a friend of my dad's, and he'd hand me like 2 or 3 cards each time he'd be working at an apartment complex. And that was my really big entry into trading cards. I loved sports cards growing up, but lucky to get a card here and there. But Marvel Comics, that was when it all opened wide up for me.
Yeah, I grew up in the 80s too. Oh, go ahead, Eric.
Well, if you grew up in the 90s, you were already kind of in the upper deck era, as I remember it, because I grew up in more of the 80s, 70s and 80s also. And like, we mostly had tops. And I remember when Upper Deck came out, it just changed the game, because for so many years, tops was just kind of like boring, other than from a print standpoint, it was boring, other than if you got a really good card, you had a really good card. Yeah. But even the commons that Upper Deck put out were amazing. So I remember as a kid just going, what is this? And now, I mean, as you know, and we'll talk more about, we've just taken that to a whole nother level.
Yeah,
that's absolutely awesome. It's funny because I think my love with Embellishment started when I was like 3 or 4 years old, and I was collecting cards as well. So I was a big card collector too. And I remember I got my first holographic card, and I would just stare at that thing like every day. Like before school, I'd look at it, I was like, oh man. And it was Michael Jordan hologram, and I still have it here somewhere. And it stuck with me. And then I started collecting a lot of different things. And I think there's a lot of collectors on this live event, Alladan. You're getting a lot of shout outs from people who are really into it and want to hear more about kind of what you do. So tell us about Based Trading Cards. You're doing something very special. You're doing trading cards that has incredible amounts of, let's say, embellishments and special effects to them. But you're also doing this to teach people and to get people more involved with Bitcoin. Tell us how that whole world works for you.
Yeah, so when I created it, the name of the company was actually Freedom Adoption Cards for Trading, which I thought was a cool name because the abbreviation was FACS. and I wanted to put out like an educational trading card. The first trading cards ever produced were educational. So
Right.
I didn't really learn how to be successful as an entrepreneur until I learned about Bitcoin. And you can look into Bitcoin. I don't ever give financial advice, but I will definitely give educational advice. Learn about Bitcoin, even if you never buy it, and you literally are just going down the rabbit hole of why we're so excited about Bitcoin. And again, even if you never buy Bitcoin, just that educational experience is worth absolutely everything. And that changed my life forever. So my thing was, how do I work within this industry? How do I be an educator when I am very technically second grade? So being in the Bitcoin space and really being terrible at tech, I had to do a lot of research to come at it in a philosophical angle.
Right.
So the whole idea behind the cards is it's only 20% Bitcoin. For anyone out there that might be thinking about creating a trading card company, brand, whatever you're looking for, IP is everything at the end of the day. And Bitcoin being an open source technology, me really owing a lot of gratitude to the lessons I learned going down the Bitcoin rabbit hole. I wanted to pay homage to Bitcoin specifically, but it's only 20% about Bitcoin. You'll see when we open the packs, it's 80% financial education, freedom education. I like to call them critical thinking cards. So they're like flashcards to get you to just start using your own mind. That's the digital detox. Get away from the algorithm telling you what to do. That's the definition of based. It's to have an opinion and stand in your conviction. Making your own judgments in life, I think, is something that is getting rarer and rarer.
Sure.
So that's the biggest thing I'm trying to push with this is not my angle. Everything is facts-based. There's no opinions in these cards. It's literally just facts. The artwork can maybe be a little opinionated in the conceptions that you'll see in the artwork, but the facts on the back of the cards are not meant for me to tell you how to think. They're literally just meant to hopefully trigger something in your head to where you start to think for yourself.
Well, if you think about art, though, Alladan, art is inherently subjective, right?
Yes.
Like it just is. And what I've learned about true artists is you create for yourself, and that's the best way to do it. And if other people like it, other people like it. Where you start to fall down in art is trying to create for others, and it starts to come off as inauthentic. But one of the things I would say about Bitcoin, for those who are like just like, "Ooh, gosh, don't talk to me about Bitcoin," it's like talking to somebody about CrossFit. I think the blockchain technology or peptides, or peptides, right? But one of the things that I did a deep dive in was not so much Bitcoin, was just blockchain technology and how that works and what the implication for blockchain is, and not to get into what that is, but that might be a cool angle to look at. So let's get into into these cards. Let's talk about the technology.
Get into it. But Alladan, you are blowing up. I'm seeing you. You're like on these lists now that young entrepreneurs. I'm seeing you being quoted by major news outlets. Tell us just really quickly. You had a really interesting trip last week where you went to an interesting trade show and got some really high-end attention. You want to tell us a little bit about where you were last week and kind of what kind of feedback you got on some of these things?
Yeah, just so you're just real quick, you're definitely in my algorithm because I have all kinds of trading card stuff coming up in LinkedIn now, and I'm like, this is because I'm freaking friends with Alladan now.
And April,
yeah, exactly. But yeah, you were at a really cool show recently.
Yeah, I got to go to the National in Chicago. I got to take both my teenage boys, which was a dream come true. Highly recommend. Mom let us go do our own thing, and it was absolutely amazing. 150,000 people at this conference. The vibes were incredible. One of the things I love about the trading card industry so much is it's multi-generational. So you're getting grandfathers and grandmothers passing down their cards to their kids, passing it down to the grandkids. Very, very special industry. And I noticed a lot of people staying in the physical, and we don't see that very often anymore. So last little point on the Bitcoin side, just so it's clear with everyone, we don't actually touch the blockchain. We don't actually have anything digital that we're doing with the cards. I think it's a very important one, and especially with the topic we're on, how can we intrigue people enough in this physical world to get excited, to want to learn, to want to branch out. Everything is so digital nowadays. So I kept these cards 100% physical for many reasons, but the biggest one is just to be able to bring people back together in a physical space and enjoy, I'll keep saying physical, but excuse me, enjoy an experience together here physically where we're actually connecting with one another. And I get that a lot because Bitcoin, digital currency, and people are going, how is it tied to the digital world? Well, it's explaining. So sorry on my rant on that. I just wanted to make it very clear.
For anybody that saw the podcast episode, you did talk about no NFTs and kind of like that's really not your jam. You're really all about the physical, the card, and the education.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I do have one. Go ahead. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
For the reasons of the national, everyone being in person together, it was amazing. There's so much going on. I'm sure we'll have some other questions where I can kind of tee into some of the things that I saw there when it comes to printing and embellishments. But people are really, really jonesing for that physical in-person experience and to be able to collect something that is tangible. They can hold it in their hands. So very special time right now.
Yeah, we do have kind of I guess this would be kind of a card geeky question from Jason in the chat asking, is Michael Rubin the greatest impact person for the push for being extreme with cards? That means nothing to me, but I'm sure it means something to you.
Yeah, for me, not necessarily. My dad's an old hippie, so as much as I pay attention to what Michael Rubin is doing and everything else going on in the space, I really have taken a very big leap with what I'm doing. If I follow too many of the brands that are kind of staying in their lane, then there's a good chance I will start to fall into that lane. So I really try to soak up as much as I can from the big players in the industry, but try and stay focused here in my office so that what I'm creating is incredibly original and I'm not just following the status quo.
Nice.
So Jordan wants to know, and I think you met Jordan in Nashville. He's also a bit of a mad scientist with the Scodix and with digital embellishment. He's also a brilliant IT and technical guy. He wants to know how many innocent pieces of cardstock had to be sacrificed before you earned the title mad scientist.
Quite a few. Yeah, I've got some stories on that one. I'll tell one real quick. It's an important one. I've always stayed very small in the beginning. We are not VC backed. This is a family owned company. So I didn't jump out and try and attempt very big things right out the gate. Everything was small enough that if you have issues, you can take your bumps and bruises, stand up and keep going. So something for everyone to kind of learn from my mistake. I created something called Genesis packs. Mm-hmm. These are $3 packs of trading cards for people to be able to get a taste of what we're doing without spending a lot of money, without worrying about the chase. I just get a little bit of a taste of what we're doing. With this, I thought, well, because all of my collectible sets are pretty damn valuable right out the gate, none of us want to give a pack to someone randomly because you never know. That could be the one of one worth quite a bit. So I created these Genesis packs with no chase cards. And that was the biggest mistake that I made. And it was my biggest print run. It was 100,000 packs. And I put foil on cards. I'll just say it that way. The fix on this, luckily there were no foil cards. So we were able to fix the errors we had and the millions of sacrificed pieces of cardboard with this set, to say the least. But not putting foil on a card, it was massive. I mean, I just did the national and there were kids. We were handing out hundreds of packs everywhere. And the kids would look and they're like, I really like the art. They're going through it. This is really cool. Some of them kept them and were really happy. Other kids were like, here, and they handed them back. I said, there's no card in here you like? And they said, there's no foil.
No kidding.
So this has been a 3-year learning experience with this. You don't even have to add scarcity to it. It's a whole nother topic, but like transparency and scarcity doesn't really exist in the hobby unless you're holding a card that has a serialized number on the back, trying to figure out how many cards are printed, rare, ultra rare, mega rare, super rare. that's just the name at the end of the day. So I could have and should have put a little piece of foil on at least one card in every
Just
pack.
something, right?
And you just made a whole community super happy by saying that. So
everybody that's watching this right now is smiling really wide because that's such confirmation for everything that we geek out about. There is one thing in here that might be a really good segue for us. Austin wants to know, and maybe we can just kick off.
That's a good point.
Kind of getting into it. Do you plan to do more embellishment on the packaging itself? And maybe that's a good excuse for us to start talking about the packs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you have the box, right, Eric?
Oh gosh, yeah. So I've got the packs. Talk about the pack real quick. This is Casting Cure, yeah?
Yeah, so as far as we know, we're the first trading card company to apply Casting Cure onto a pack of trading cards. And you'll see when you open the pack what it does is absolutely amazing. This is the fisheye effect, which I absolutely love. We put it on a handful of the cards that we have in the set. The coolest thing is the fisheye effect Casting Cure. That was on the octopus card that won the Golden Leaf.
Oh wow!
So,
and it is a spot effect. Like it is on some parts of the pack and not on others. So it is a spot Casting Cure. It's not a all over lamination. So definitely looks phenomenal.
Yeah. So there's the packs in it. So I did want to point out, you just mentioned, like if there's a chase card, you don't want to give away a pack. Yet this guy just insta-handed me and Kevin a pack. And then not only that, he's like, hey, I'm going to give you a box and the freaking plexiglass that the box comes in. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is etched on the corner. Right, BTC on the corner, and let me just get this out. So it's magnetic. The stupid plexiglass box is my favorite thing. Aladdin, is that dumb? I mean, it's so dumb. But it's got a little magnet at the top that comes off really nicely, right? But it protects the entire box. So this would be a box that your simulation packs would come in, and obviously it's a pop-up. But talk a little bit about what you did here. Similar type effect on the box itself.
Yeah, so we used a holographic foil board, and then we added the same fisheye Casting Cure effect across it to try to keep that balance with everything we were producing. As you see, we hot foil stamped the numbers on the cards or on the box itself.
On the box as well. Yeah,
it's very important when it comes to transparency.
Here's one thing that I noticed that's very, very. I didn't want to open the box because when you do, you kind of like pull on it and like it kind of bends it, and it made me sad to bend it a little bit because it's so freaking cool. But this obviously would be where you would display, all the cards down in there of the pack. It's ready to go. Kind of people are familiar with that. But I mean, is this box collectible? Is that why it's in this thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. And this guy just hands it to me. You didn't have any idea who I was, and you just handed it to me.
If by adding variable data foil like you did to the box, do you know more or less what that adds in value to a box by just putting that variable element? Like ballpark, is that like a 10% jump, a 20% jump, a 300% jump? Like, what do you think?
I mean, it's all subjective, but at the end of the day, it makes the box worth keeping. Even if you're just going to cut out that section with a serialized number, that alone is something that is worth collecting. I don't know if you guys do it, but so many people I knew growing up, especially in the 90s, we would save our liquor bottles from whatever party it was, that experience. So the cooler the liquor bottle, you'd save it. You get married and either your wife or husband goes, okay, pick 5 of your favorite out of all of those. You're always going to pick either the one that was the biggest experience for you that you remember, or the one that just looked the best. So that's a lot of what these boxes do. I mean, if let's say you pull a 1 of 1 out of that box is going to be probably pretty special to you. Our community makes, as you see behind me, we've got all these different crazy things that the community's put together. I'm going to grab one for you real quick, just to give you an example, because it's really cool. So my community took Bitcoin mining rigs, and they created these amazing card displays with them.
Oh, wow. So
this is from an ASIC miner. And this is part of the wrapper right here from a pack that came out. All this was handmade by the community. And I ended up buying up a good handful of them because I love my community, but I mean, they make incredible stuff. So it has inspired a lot of really cool creativity in the community to actually use the box and the wrapper, which I think is a really good thing to point out to everyone in the space. I call trading cards forever marketing.
Yeah.
You're going to produce something with your name, a brand name on it, whatever it might be. And the original buyer is going to collect it and they're going to have it, and that's marketing to them. Then they're probably going to put it on eBay or another third-party trading site at some point to sell it. Well, there's the marketing there, but it's going to continue going year after year, decade after decade. So the more you put into the product you're creating, the more of a chance it becomes forever marketing. It's something that people don't want to throw away. So even if it's a business card, most of us will scan the card, we'll put it into our Rolodex, our digital Rolodex nowadays, and then it's gone forever. But if that business card is printed in a way that's absolutely insane, there's a good chance they're not going to throw it away. It's going to be a little keepsake because
it's hard. It's just hard to do, right? Like it's hard to do that. We do have one kind of, Austin has sort of a technical question, I guess, is how important is the correct overprint varnish for collectible boxes?
I would say out of all the other things you can do, it's not as important. Obviously, everything you're doing when it comes to that is important, but when it comes to trading cards specifically, a collectible, the collation is massive. You want to make sure that all the cards go into the packs evenly distributed. You want to make sure those packs go into boxes evenly distributed. I think that with trading cards, which is different than a lot of other things that we might be making for companies when it comes to marketing, little print errors can be really cool. So if there is a little mess up, as long as it's not a mess up across the board, if every box has that error, the error isn't special. But if a handful of boxes get out with that error and then they corrected and printed everything else the proper way, then you have something really special. So
that's an old school concept though, man. I remember looking for those misprints or those, something was a little bit off. And sometimes it was, like you said, you would find out, well, that was just a very common, like it was miscut, but there was hundreds or thousands that were miscut, right? But then there's the ones that are like, oh, they catch it and then they correct it. Now you've got one of very, very few. So that's awesome.
Just to the algorithm point, I thought it was really interesting. Stefan Cameron, a friend of mine who runs R&D at Cartamundi, gave me a plant tour, and they were doing, I think, these Star Wars cards or something like that. And the really cool thing that I saw there was they had this big line of like Coropac mat feeders, and depending on the rarity of the cards, they had like, let's say 10 different lines. From most, I guess, generic to most rare. And it was just the timing. So this one would go, and then the last one would just like go down like once every 2 minutes or once every whatever it was, whatever that algorithm is, to make sure that the packs consist, that the algorithm around the rarity is so important. So it's really funny you're talking about collating. That's actually one of the key things when it comes to making sure that you get a balanced deck into the market. I thought
another huge one that goes with that is the weight of the cards. So as someone that's working in the printing and embellishment space, here's some really solid insider news or I guess advice. Make sure as you're creating for your customer, for yourself, you're really thinking about the amount of embellishments you're putting on different category cards, so that hopefully you're able to balance out that weight as much as possible. Because
so if you're people showing up with scales, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they'll go to the Walmart and they'll literally carry a scale with them, and they'll set that scale down right there at the counter, and they'll be weighing packs, boxes.
No way.
Yeah, the Kabooms are really incredible cards. They're very sought after, and so many people have broke the algorithm on what a box weighs with a Kaboom in it. So you will see people. I mean, there's shorts all over the internet of people walking into stores with a scale, and so for us, we need to think about those things for our customers.
Interesting. No, absolutely. I think we talk about a lot about weight and the tactile nature of print, and that like the substrate is is the OG tactile nature of print, right? And I know we want to get into these cards. We got so many really good questions. I'm going to see
There's a ton of them. Like Jordan has a great one.
There's so many. Let me. So DJ and April and we're also asking about, and I'm going to try to summarize some of these. Speaking to how much foil and how much happens in the use of white, gold, silver, pink, and other colors in trading cards these days and how they're layered. And April adds white ink is crazy popular, using it with metallized boards, which is a lot of cards. Maybe speak to some of that white ink versus metallized papers.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, to say this in a way without sounding like I'm bad-mouthing the industry, because this is the industry I love more than anything.
We like to keep it real, Alladan. We like to keep it real, baby. We can't get any better as an industry if we have people blowing sunshine up our skirts, brother. We can't.
Well, your guys' jobs as printing and embellishment connoisseurs, pioneers, is to really try to explain to these card companies, whoever you're working with, the importance of embellishments. It's really hard with trading cards because you don't want to put the same level of embellishments on let's say a common print card as you do a one of one. You want that one of one to be absolutely amazing. Yeah, and that's really what the industry is doing right now, which is incredible. The problem that comes along with that is if that one of one is not pulled and shown off to the community, if someone pulls it and they keep it hidden, no one's going to see the insane level of creativity that went into that card. So I think it's one that other card companies are starting to look at, where they're trying to maybe level up that baseline across the packs so that each pack really feels good. I mean, that's the angle that I take, is how do I make a pack of cards feel valuable, even if there's no secondary market value to those cards specifically.
Sure.
But it's valuable to you because the quality that went into the cards are incredible. So when it comes to white ink and what a lot of companies are doing right now, I think it's more really on the high end. Pokemon does a really good job. The One Piece cards are incredible.
That's what my kid's into right now. He's all about One Piece right now.
I think it's starting to pick up right now, and people are willing to start trying a little bit more.
I'm just thinking as you were talking through that, though, Alladan, like there's got to be an industry-wide balance also, right? Because if a card maker starts putting all crazy embellished stuff out on all their cards, it not only dilutes potentially the value of some of their cards, but the industry as a whole. So there's kind of like, you kind of have to have this co-opetition thing where you know, card makers are all sort of following the same rules and not breaking out too crazy about
That's what's happening now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. But Jordan did have a really good question. Would love for you to speak to it. I'll spotlight it real quick. He's wondering what creates the strongest pull for collectors that you're seeing. Genuine scarcity? Is it visual impact, nostalgia, or just simply knowing somebody else wants the card too? The value, scarcity, and demand.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's all subjective to each collector. So there's cards that might be out of 50 that are more valuable than maybe a card out of 21 because of the artwork specifically, because of the style of that particular card. So I think that's a really difficult one, and it just comes down to each individual person. But I can say IP, especially just coming back from the national, IP is everything. And that IP usually ties into nostalgia. What was it when you were a kid? What player was it that you most strongly resonated with, that you idolized growing up? That's the card you're looking for more than any other ones. And value, I mean, there's so many different types of collectors. Completionists, it's not even about one particular card. It's about,
they want the set.
Set.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got your chasers, you know, they want to get the rarest of the rare. But I did notice that Ryan did mention in here, I think you're in series 3 and 4, you may have been trying to fool the scale watchers by making all the packs weigh the same. Is that a strategy?
That is 100% fact. Yeah. We spent a lot of time and energy laying out all the different embellishments that we were doing, trying to figure out where that collation comes in. And I only did 21,000 packs for this particular set. once a year, 21,000 packs. So it's a lot easier to do when you have a lower print run like that. But when you're starting to get into 1 million packs at a time, and for anyone that may not know, in trading cards, most companies are printing, like bigger companies, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, or like Pokemon, billions of packs a year.
All right, so
figuring
blow
that
up
out
the
is a lot harder.
Yeah, no doubt. So blow up the chat for me, guys. If you're ready to see these cards, give me a hell yeah or a thumbs up. Let's blow it up. I'm dying to open these. Now, I do have one question. These have been on my desk since Nashville, literally sitting beside me the entire time.
Right there.
And I'll pick it up every now and then, and I'll look at it. And I started thinking ahead to like when I open this, and I'm just like, how the hell am I going to open this? Because I'm assuming the pack itself, like once you open it, might be worth keeping too, because it's so freaking cool. Is there a technique that I've got scissors? Like what? I don't want to just rip it, right? What do I do, Alladan?
So scissors is the safest way. Just make sure the cards are low enough down to the bottom of the pack.
So do I want to cut like right at the white line there where it's starting to, is that good? Okay. You ready, Kev? You have scissors?
Dude, no.
Bro, are you gonna
I'm gonna go old school.
Please, Lord, tell me you're not just ripping it. Oh my God.
I'm gonna have
to. All right, here we go, guys.
Right.
Here we go. I'm opening up. So speaking of 1 of 1, we have 20 chances to pull a 1 of 1 here. I'm so excited. Dude, I'm so scared that you're gonna get me like addicted to this and get back into it. Like, but this is exciting stuff. Oh gosh, I didn't cut it down far enough. Because it's still sealed. All right, here we go. I'm cutting it.
All right. So is there anything like
your cards
on
out
the Pokemon? Is there anything that you have to do like on the Pokemon where you have to do like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the order or for the pull? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is your main hit card is the second to the last. So I put
so we'll get to that one last.
10 cards in a pack.
All right. So let's go through these. Let's go, Kevin, Eric, and then Aladdin's going to tell us what we pulled here and if it's any good, what's happening.
All right. So we got this one right here. It's the Warrior.
Michael Saylor.
I think Michael Saylor. That's it.
All right. My first one is the Simulation card.
Ooh.
Right. It's a S4 card. So, all right. I think we're looking for a big reaction from Aladdin.
Right. So
you're going through your first 3 cards, and those are your base cards.
These are all base cards. Okay, yeah. This is base card. This is base card. Okay,
inflation
blah blah blah.
And deflation. Oh, I like it. You're teaching people about currency and fiat currency.
Oh
and
yeah,
inflation and deflation. Wow, really interesting. Okay, now I understand. You're okay.
This one is Satoshi's, who's the
Satoshi Nakamoto,
inventor of Bitcoin, as it were. We think
a percentage of a Bitcoin is called a Satoshi. So that's what that'll teach you. So it's kind of like a penny and a dollar.
Okay. We have a red versus blue pill here. So these are my first 3. And holy crap, my 4th card is gorgeous.
Same. All right. So here's my 4th card. I have 2 sides. So one has got the silver foil on the edges. And on the back, we have some really cool effects. I'm guessing on metallic cardboard with white for masking, if I'm not mistaken. But that looks really, really cool.
Dude, I also have, so I've got Nodes, which is also silver foil look. Oh man, it's not translating on the camera, damn it. Because this thing
we went with an average of 10 to 12 layers per parallel card. So what you're seeing on the front, you have your printed on Pillars of Light foil board. And then that little BTC logo, that's actually a hot foil stamp. And then anywhere else you're seeing that silver on the frame of the card itself is hot foil stamp, which is very expensive to do. I'm sure a lot of you know that. And then artwork itself has a little bit of the foil peeking out over the white ink, but then we used a raised UV technique that was able to put these different layers and patterns of raised UV throughout all of the cards. So it's layer over layer. And then what you also can't see, if you have a black light, there is actually...
Yeah, Daniel said, get your black lights out.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's Japanese writing over the word Bitcoin.
Yes.
That
So
is
is that
really, really
Hold on.
hard to see, but
you cut off Aladdin? What happens if I use the black light?
Yeah.
The black light will actually expose the kanji on top of that
on the
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin.
Oh, dude.
Oh, I've got to try that. It's so hard to. It's subtle. I mean, even live, I have to
I
get it
have
at
the same.
exact
I was
right
trying to
angle.
get the angle to show, but it's like, and you
If
can
it-
even see that raised varnish. I don't know if you guys can see it right there in the angle that I'm holding it, but it's got really fine etching, almost really, really good lines.
Yeah,
So the
it's
idea is to
hard
be
to
able to
see.
take a standard foil, and by layering these different UV patterns, you literally can take a standard, regular, very cost efficient pillars of light foil, and by layering it with the UV layers on top of it, you're actually giving a whole nother depth to that foil. And it's a very cost
Man.
effective way to create
so gorgeous.
variants.
Oh, they can see the clear varnish. Good. I'm glad it came through. I can't really.
Oh, look at this one.
This your number 5?
Yep, this is my number 5. It's got, I
Holy
guess,
Moses.
look at that. Look at that. And it's even crazier on the back too. The back just absolutely lights up.
Yeah, I got quantitative easing, which is so funny. I mean, the fact that you could even get kids to say quantitative easing is kind of cool, right?
Diamond
like, and then they got to figure out what the hell it is. So this is an economics card that talks about quantitative easing. I've got, and it's so hard to see, but over the photo of the people in the helicopter and the money falling down is like this very subtle clear varnish in fine lines. So what ends up happening, guys, is you sort of see it, but it's so fine that you start doing the angling to see more of it. And that's when you could pick out actually all the kanji on top. It has kanji on top again, which is really badass. It's very difficult to see on the camera, and I'm sorry, but you just have to get yourself a pack, I guess, or something.
All right.
Card 6.
I have Block Size Wars, and this is a really cool. I love the holographic pattern that you picked for this one.
Bro, my card is so tactile. This card is incredibly tactile. And I don't know if you can tell why, but it's the varnish that's laying on top of the image is in like a is yours in like a Harlequin type pattern, like a
lines?
I don't even know if Harlequin's the right word, but it's like squares turned on their side pattern. Yeah. Is Harlequin the right term for that?
Are these printed digitally or offset? We got Jason Leonard is here. All offset?
Guys,
yes. Everything.
Look, guys, you can see the pattern. That is all varnish.
And do you know if this was embellished digitally or embellished with traditional embellishments?
Traditional.
But all I'm saying is, when I first picked up this card, both of my thumbs just started doing the pet to print thing because of that pattern and how tactile it was.
Yes.
All right.
Amazing. And
we did raised varnish pattern on the back of all the cards as well. So, literally bringing it full circle.
Yep. Really cool card. All right, we're on card 7. What are we on? We haven't won the lottery yet, right? Or anything?
Well, Kevin's holding a pretty good one right there. That's a 210 parallel. So you can see on the back of the card it says limited edition of 210.
Screw you, Eric.
Shithead. I got like Series 4 regular old whatever, but it's a beautiful card.
No, that's out of 420, so still a good one.
Wow, look at that, dude. Look how cool
Red
that
versus blue pill. Yeah, I think what you've done with the combination of paper, holographic, foil, varnish, just these cards, it's so hard to see on here. Oh, you can kind of pick it up right there.
Ryan is saying touch the teeth. Oh,
that's an insider community insider one. I was in a live stream and someone pulled a shark and I kept telling him to touch the teeth and the guy didn't get it. So it was like 15 minutes of telling him to touch the teeth. He finally came back. He's like, "Oh shit!" So yeah, a little insider.
So we've got Diana asking, "Are you using a metallic substrate?" From Duplo is asking if you're using any metallic substrates at all, or is this all just?
No, actually, we're not. So
No?
we
Okay.
we created our own Pantones. So we did go in and create some custom Pantones so that we could really bring, because with some of the cards, you'll see the orange is so prominent with what I'm doing. So I wanted that orange to feel like, to be visually something that you're not used to seeing in print. So the orange, the pinks, and the greens, we went and just created our own custom Pantones for those so that we could really bring out the depth of the color in the art.
So I think Colleen is asking a question that is on many people's minds, and Daniel, thanks for putting the URL in there. I'll put a clickable version in the chat as well, basedtradingcards.com. So I think it's an important point, Kev. This is a good point to stop and sort of make this. So if you're into cards, I think what Based is doing is highly unique. And so if you're into cards and if you're collecting, I think you should buy a bunch of them, boxes or multiple packs. If you're not so much into it, but you want to see examples of really, really well done embellishment, I think you should at least buy a pack and use it as an example of what can be done, right? And I would say, I think you saw this from one of our lives. I don't know if you're on it, Aladdin, but there was a printer who basically did trading cards. Each card was a different embellishment technique character. Mm-hmm. Right. And I think that's just such a brilliant idea. So Ryan wants you to tell us about the custom green.
Yeah. So we just created a custom Pantone to help. So we live in a color spectrum, as you guys know, that is absolutely massive. What we can see with our own two eyes outside of the screen, let's call it a color spectrum of this. I'll speak with my hands. And then what we have when we're looking at a digital screen, the color spectrum is getting a lot smaller. We have RGB. And then what most companies are printing is the CMYK, which is a very small color spectrum. So by us going and creating our own Pantones, which is very rarely done as far as I've seen in the industry, you're able to produce colors on paper that just don't typically exist. So I should have done, maybe it's something I'll do for Series 5, is when you're getting a higher print run rarity card, maybe it's using the standard Pantones. And then when you start working your way down into the scarcer cards, that's where you're getting the custom. So you can hold them side by side and see the difference. Because
that's a great idea.
All right. This is my next card, but the card after that I think I have is a good one. I'm just going to give you a hint. It's part of the 21 Club. So this is Brave New World. It's got this same similar, like very fine and detailed varnish effect on the image, which it picks it up right there. Y'all see that? Bang.
The books are my favorite part on that frame.
I can't tell you what a striking feature of the card this varnish is, because it not only is it just varnish, but the design of it radiates. So like as soon as you hit that angle, it just goes visually. It's really, really, really impressive.
Yeah, same here. Very, very impressive.
All right, Kev, you ready to be jealous, brother?
All right, let's see what you got.
I got the Bear of Bitcoin, 19 of 21.
You just pulled like the second biggest pull. That's like a one of one and one of those. You just pulled like a $2,500 to $3,500 card.
No way!
Let's go!
And this is why I don't give out packs.
This is why you don't give out packs. I'm gonna find a good cause for this. But this thing is I might not. Wait. This is the perfect time for you to teach us a little bit, Aladdin. I think I need to use this that you gave me. I think I need to put it in there. I think I need to put it in there like this, and then I also need to. What are these things called? Plaques.
A top loader.
Top loader. But there was another word for it. You had. I forget. Anyway, I gotta take.
I'm sorry. I'm just like.
Dude, the comments are going nuts right now. People are just.
The comments are going. Holy shit!
That poll is like 0.01%.
And we're gonna put it in the top loader, which is all ready to go. Look at this, 19 of 21. This thing is awesome.
Well, we'd like to thank Base Trading Cards for sponsoring today's live
Thank you.
event.
Yeah, so Alladan didn't know, but he just paid full price for the sponsorship of this Taktisphere Live.
Wow.
Dude, and I've got the box that it came in. Oh, my God.
Oh, you should do the whole thing. You should get that mounted with the box on the side.
You need to get that graded and hold onto it very, very tightly.
It's going to be graded.
Another thing to note that I do different, and to just show you how special that card is that you just pulled, there are 21 of those cards.
Right.
That's it. There's no parallels. There's no copies. There's no base cards. You just pulled an out of 21 that is literally out of 21. So
dude,
trading card world, we print parallel after parallel of the same exact art. That art has no parallels. There's a 1 of 1 of that art without the frame, but you're holding an out of 21 that will ever exist in.
I recognize Ryan as like a very knowledgeable based trading card dude and a trading card, and he's congratulating the hell out of me. So I now am nervous to even hold it. So I'm going to put it over here by the box, and we're done there. And so my other one says 21 too. Is that weird? No, it doesn't. I'm just kidding. It's just, dude, your reaction. I almost lost it when you went like this. I'm like, what just happened? What's going on?
I don't think you're going to beat him, Kev. You're going to have to pull a 1.
I don't know. I thought this one came out beautiful.
Yes, it's a beautiful card.
And it says 903 out of 1,000. So
other end of the spectrum. So he pulled the rarest, and you pulled
the least rare. Well, and that's the game, right? That's how. That's why people collect. You never know what you're going to get. You're going to either end up like Eric, or you're going to end up like me, and that's the beauty of collecting these cards.
So you realize what Alladan just did here, right? He did something that we call. So Kevin came up with this thing about digital embellishments to embellish print work and give it to the customer, and he calls it the drug pusher model. And you just did that with trading cards, and I was afraid that it was going to happen. And here I go. I'm going to be spending my money on trading cards because I got this crazy pool. I think I'm freaking hooked now. That's insane. Awesome. So we're through the pack. I think the takeaway here, Kev, is just the application of embellishment and what Alladan is doing and base trading cards is doing is just next level shit.
And look what that variable did. And I know a lot of people here don't. I mean, a lot of you guys are in digital embellishments, and a lot of you guys are doing it, but I know that variable effects are probably one of the least sold effects that you guys are doing out there. And I really just wanted to show you here, and what are the odds of him pulling a 19 out of 21 card? Putting variable numbers on anything, whether it be a piece of art, a comic book, it could be any kind of a collectible. Look at how much the value just skyrocketed. So, I mean, really the big lesson here is you have the capabilities to do this kind of things. I know most of us aren't doing a good job of actually pushing that out. But if you guys really lean into variability and you can create that scarcity, it really brings a lot of added value directly to that piece. So big thank you to Alladan for showing us that lesson.
Yeah, man. So just real quick question, because I need to know. It's PSA, right, is where you would send it?
Yeah, so I mean, PSA is going to be your most expensive, longest wait. I really like CGC. I got to meet the founder. Okay. A lot of the people behind the scenes working for CGC, great company. Tag is also another good one. PSA, if you're going for the biggest company, but again, they charge 3% of the value of that card. So you're going to be paying 3% on probably around $3,000 on top of $80 to submit it, on top of potentially a 6-month wait. So sure. I recommend CGC, Beckett.
CGC.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's not going to, how much would it relative affect the value from a collector standpoint on who you get to grade it? I think that's a good question.
I mean,
PSA, so if you're buying a card and it's CGC versus a PSA, would you choose the PSA, or it doesn't matter if it's graded? Is the number the most important thing, I guess, is what I'm asking, or is the grading company?
Again, it's all subjective. You have PSA is getting a lot of flack right now, so there's a lot of people that are supporting other grading companies. PSA does hold a premium.
They've been around forever. I mean, that's what graded my cards when I was in the 80s, right? Like
they do hold
90s.
A little bit of a premium, but are you going to pay that premium in the submission and the 3%?
Oh, wow.
6
Yeah,
months.
someone in the comments is saying PSA is like 8 months now. And
Yeah.
Ryan, my buddy Ryan, who I'm besties with now, says don't use PSA. Okay, done. Kev, what else? I mean, this is probably the fastest we've ever chewed through 55 minutes of time.
Damn it. I mean, I had all these lists of questions answered, and it was such a good chat. You guys absolutely crushed it. You guys made this so fun. And Alladan, you're so knowledgeable. Alladan, what would you tell everybody who's on this call who isn't a member of the Taktisphere? What should they do immediately?
You got to jump on Taktisphere and join. Yeah.
You got to join.
Where we're at right now, I'm working with a nonprofit in the trading card industry. Shout out to the CTCA. This is a organization that was built to create a stronger, safer, smarter trading card industry. And we call it Hobby, Hobby Unite. And these are the things that all of us need to start thinking about is community as much as possible. And Taktiful is an incredible community. If you're in the printing space at all, or you just want to learn more about how this all works behind the scenes, I don't look at other companies in my space as competitors. We are all working for the same goal at the end of the day. So in the print space, I think it's the same thing. As much as we can help each other out, that's the best thing that we can do. Promote each other, work with each other. Nothing is proprietary at the end of the day if you're out for the same goal as everyone else. So I love sharing what I'm doing. I want to see other companies doing this. I want to see other printers stepping it up. For me, I've got 3 kids. Whatever we can do to draw the kids out of the metaverse and into the physical world, that's the bigger win. Far beyond like my company being profitable and being successful. At the end of the day, if my kids are joining the physical world more than the digital world, that's a bigger win than my company could ever do for me or my family. So this is where I think join, come together with like-minded people, help each other out. Ideas are great and they deserve to be spread as much as possible so that we can all win together. Because again, at the end of the day, the win is the digital detox. And that's what creating amazing physical work will do.
Amazing.
I'm so glad that you made that point, Alladan, because I'm gonna make the same point for our printer friends who are on the live today. So many times it's like, oh, it's proprietary and a printer doesn't want to share how they did this or how they did that or whatever. None of the technology is proprietary. You know what's proprietary? Execution. Execution will always be the thing that's proprietary. And the technology everybody can get. So stop hiding the technology and hide your execution and be very guarded with that, right? How you do business, how you approach the marketplace, the way you do things, your culture, all of that is protected. But let's share the technology. And what I'm noticing about what I love about this live, it's been my favorite of all time. And we've done some really great ones, is we just combined 2 communities. Because I saw a lot of printing folks in here talking, and I saw a lot of collectors and card folks in here talking.
Crossover.
And the cross-pollination of like learning about those things, right? So now we got printers thinking, oh, how can we get into this card space? Like it's a good market for us. And we've got the card people like, how can we learn more about printing technologies to add more value to our collectibles? Yeah. This has just been... Gosh, man, this was way better than I thought it was going to be. Not that I thought it was going to be bad. It is. I'm a little high right now, guys. I'm a little high. I'm a little.
My last thing to say to all the printers that are out there right now listening in, thank you for coming, for one. But number 2, like this works for everything. Like with any of your customers coming in, you want to push that boundary, whether it's a business card or a record album. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can turn something that may just be packaging into a collectible. And it doesn't even have to be scarce. Again, go back to your childhood or maybe where you're at today and think about the bottles of liquor that maybe you or someone that you know stored on the walls. And they kept those for a reason. It was that physical experience, and they love the look of the bottle. If they don't, that bottle's probably going to go in the trash at some point, and they will minimize down. So it doesn't have to be trading cards. It doesn't have to be collectibles. Push the envelope on what you can do when it comes to print and create forever marketing.
All right. That's a beautiful message, guys. Alladan, we hope to see you in the Taktisphere continuously. And guys, we have another wonderful event lined up with Eric on Thursday. If you can make it at 1 o'clock, he's going to be talking about the Digital Embellishment Manifesto, which is a book that him and I have written that will be coming out in a couple of months, talking about kind of where we feel that the industry is going. It's our line in the sand, and we hope that you guys tune in to listen. With that being said, a big thank you to all of you guys for coming. A big thank you to Alladan Flinn for being such an awesome guest. And we will see you guys very soon. Thanks again, everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Love y'all.
Step right up here, the door's unlocked. Taktisphere live and the whole room shocks me. Alladan Flinn in the chrome lit haze smiles like a spark in a jar of rays. He's got cards and trays with a secret seam, little gold veins in a velvet dream. Tick, tick, tap, he's in the zone. Little hands shake when the deck gets shown. Powder and ink and a crooked grin say his name out loud and let it begin. Alladan Flinn, let the chaos spin. Alladan Flinn, bring the shock within. Card by card, he makes them glow. Alladan Flinn, watch the whole thing grow. A moonlit scar, stitched up corners and a jewel-stung star. Tiny little marks on a king gone wild. Every card he touches looks beautifully styled. He bends the shine with the manic gleam, turns a simple pack to a fever dream. Tick, tick, tap, hear the crowd lean in. One more flash and the night begins. Powder and ink and a crooked grin say his name out loud and let it begin. Alladan Flinn, let the chaos.
Killer job, man.
Dude,
So good.
you just did.
We still